Hello, Nate here. You clicked on this video and you want to know, is Pokemon Legends Arceus worth it? That's right, I said Arceus. Confirmed by some commercial that Nintendo approved of. They pronounced it as Arceus, not Arceus, which is kind of crazy. Now, is Pokemon Legends worth it? Now, I am a Pokemon fan, not a die-hard one, but I am a Pokemon fan. I do know most of the Pokemon, but the latest ones I don't know very well yet because I have not played Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield yet. But I am deep into Legends Arceus. I almost said Arceus. I guess it doesn't really matter, whichever one you prefer. But I do heavily enjoy this game. So far I have over 40 hours into it, and that's mostly just going around and catching Pokemon. Now, what do you do in Pokemon Legends Arceus? Well, you go around and you catch Pokemon. It takes place in the past of where Diamond and Pearl takes place, and you'll see a lot of Diamond and Pearl Pokemon, but also mixed in there is Pokemon from later generations as well. Now, this game is semi-open world, where you have different areas, and you unlock each area by going through the main story. And depending on what your rank is, you will unlock access to more and more areas, but it depends on how far you get in the main story. Now, in each of these areas, you are assigned attacks to basically fill out the Pokedex. Now, in the main games, you have the choice of filling out the Pokedex and doing the main story, but this game puts emphasis on filling out the Pokedex part, and that is the main sort of game here, because the story, if you go through just the story, it can be short, but the main game of catching and examining these Pokemon, which in this world at this time are not very well known. You know, people in this game have like kind of iffy about the Pokemon that are in the wild. You know, they don't know what they're capable of, they don't know what they do, and you know, all that stuff. And so over the course of the game, you'll get requests to do for the townsfolk or different people in different areas, and fill those requests, you get cool items and you get Poké-Dollars. But you're probably wondering, oh, how's the combat system? Well, the combat system is another one of those, like, it's a little weird for the, I think it's a little weird for the die-hard Pokemon fans out there, because the battle system is the same. You know, there are type matchups, you know, Dark is strong against Psychic, and, you know, what you already know. They have that there, but it's not turn-based as you may, like, it's turn-based, but your speed can determine whether you go twice in a row, or depending on how you approach a Pokemon in the wild will show you how fast your Pokemon will act. So, for example, if you approach Pokemon from behind and you want to battle with it, you will enter battle, but that Pokemon was caught by surprise, and you will get extra turns at the beginning of combat, like 2 extra turns or maybe 1 extra turn, depending on how fast the opposing Pokemon is, like their speed stats, that can determine how long they're stunned in battle. So you could get 2 turns off. Now, another thing about the battle system is when it comes to like raising stats. So, you know, the move Bulk Up, fighting type move, it increases your physical attack and physical defense, I believe. Now, in this game, if you use Bulk Up, it increases your physical attack and your special attack and your physical defense and your special defense. So this game makes stat raising more simple for those who are coming into Pokemon for the first time and they're trying to experience this, like, oh, catch Pokemon, oh, cool, so cool, I'm gonna collect all of them. But it's made more simple, and I know that might upset some people, but I think it's a good change. Not that I don't believe that they should keep it. I think because that makes some moves irrelevant. Like, why don't you just have like bulk up for like all stat up? And I know you're thinking like, oh, okay, can these stack? No, these, if you use bulk up, you can use it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times in the main Pokemon games. But in this game, you can use it multiple times while it's active, but it does not stack. All it does, if you use the move again, it will increase. You'll only reset the time counter you have, or the turn counter you have, until your stats go back to normal. Now, these stats are usually permanent in the main games, but in this game, they have a turn limit where after a certain amount of turns, you will lose those stat buffs or stat debuffs. Now, another thing with battles, there are different move types where you can attack agile style or strong style. Now, agile style, you make the move weaker, but your speed will increase. So if you use an agile style move, it's possible you could go another turn right after you do that move. If you use a strong move, you increase the move's damage, but your acting speed is lower, where you could lose 2 turns where you use the move on the Pokemon. Let's say trying to take out this Pokemon and they somehow live because they have high defense or something, and because you use a strong move, they get to act 2 times in a row or something similar, maybe even 3 depending on their speed. Now, I do like the agile and strong thing where, like, if you can pull it off, you could do more damage using agile style twice in a row than using the move regular, especially if your move is strong against that specific Pokemon type. Now let's talk about the main thing, filling out the Pokedex. Now you are tasked with filling out the Pokedex, which require research points. So each Pokemon you discover, it will be added to your Pokedex. But in order to fill it out, you have to complete these lists of tasks for that specific Pokemon and accumulate research points for that Pokemon. Sometimes you have to catch them, like multiple of them. Sometimes you have to feed it berries. And sometimes you have to defeat it in battle or watch it use specific moves. Now, to accomplish this, it makes it more challenging because some Pokemon are more aggressive and some are more timid, where they'll run away or they might just straight up attack you. Now, when it comes to catching Pokemon, here's 2 types of ways you could do it. You can, 1, engage it in battle and try to get its health low and freaking catch it that way. But there's a second way where you can, instead of engaging battle with it, you can try to sneak up on it or throw your Pokeball to it, throw your Pokeball at it from afar and try to catch it that way. Now, both of these ways are effective, but sometimes for the aggressive Pokemon, you might need to engage battle. Actually, no. For the aggressive Pokemon, if they spot you, you have to engage battle with them. If you want to catch them, you have to kind of sneak up on them. But if you engage in battle, you're going to have to catch them that way while you're inside the battle. And I really like this part about filling out the Pokedex, because it really puts you in more danger for approaching specific Pokemon, because some of these Pokemon will attack you and you have to try to dodge and get out the way, or just straight up run away if you can't handle it because you've taken too much damage yourself. And the last thing we'll talk about is the graphics. Now, I know some people don't like the graphics. They say, oh, it's pretty bad for how big this world can be and each area is. But it's a Pokemon game where, graphics don't really matter all that much. I don't know why people are concerned about it, but the gameplay, I think, makes up for that a whole lot. Now, is Pokemon Legends worth it? If you ask me, I think it is. I really enjoy this game. Now, the different areas are very different. They're different open, and they are definitely worth exploring, and filling out your Pokedex as the ultimate goal is a really good thing, because this is the only game where I've actually played where I've actually tried to complete the Pokedex. Now, the main games, I've never done that. I was always just into the story and that's it. But this game makes it fun to actually fill out the Pokedex, because you can actually see the Pokemon, you can see where they are, you can take note of, oh, there's this Pokemon here and this Pokemon there, and you can just straight up catch them if you're good at sneaking up on them, and I think that's really cool. Another complaint people might have is that the areas are very open and there's not a whole lot going on. But the mechanic of the game is to catch Pokemon. Sure, they made the areas look different. These areas are different. They hold different Pokemon, and they have different Pokemon specific places that would kind of make sense to them. And your goal is to really catch these Pokemon. Anyway, I do hope you did enjoy watching that. I do hope this insight was helpful for you. And if you did like this, go ahead and like the video. You can subscribe. I do other content as well, and I do appreciate you being here, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.